Okay, now I've just selected a random spot on the route. It's kind of flat off to this side, and there's a little bit of rolling valley stuff over on this side. The track has been textured with the snap too, and it's kind of a steep embankment, or I should say flat. But we can fix all of that. So the first thing I do is get all my flyouts pinned so they're not jumping around in my face. Then I click on the display, pull its flyout out, and turn the sound icon off. So as you start placing sound items, you'll get a big huge dome that covers a couple of miles that just distracts your vision bad. So when I start painting, choose my icons, go into the grass textures, and I pick grass dark. Now down in the third flyout, you can control your brush size, the fall off, and the strength. The strength only goes up to a value of 1. When it defaulted, it was at 0.05. At 0.05, as you're painting, the paint just slowly bleeds out. At 1, it's full strength, so it's like you have a wet brush full of paint. And then you can have it square or a round brush. So when I start painting, I usually set my brush to about 50. You type in 50 and make sure you hit the decimal point and then hit enter on it. And then I'll pick a spot. Let's go over here. As you can see, the terrain is already molded, and these textures produce like a rock face as the hills start going up. So with my brush set at that, as I'll start painting with the dark green and try to not paint over the rock areas. So we can replace that with something else. We have our own rock textures to paint with. And this looks like we have a little valley down in here. Now at 50 we're painting, it's not covering that big of an area at a time, but it lets you get in between these rocks. Now like this area out here, I'd change my brush width to 200, hit the decimal point and enter, and then we can just sweep huge amounts of the green out there. Don't go up into the rocks on the mountains, just paint what is ever that scrub brush color there that is the default. Now notice I have square text, the square brush chosen. If I change it to the round, then everything's not so square. The square is good for fields. If you're trying to make nice edges that you're going to plant some roads down next to it also. Now as I get the color on, you can see from snapping to the track, the terrain, the definite groove there. So we'll use a couple tools later to enhance that area some and get that flatness out of it. I'm going to go onto this side. There's a lot of scruff here, not too much rock. See, I'm still using a huge brush, which is 200 meters, by the way. That's what the value is. I also found if you just click the button and make dabs, you can control flow. And you can paint right over the track. As you can see, I'm covering huge areas. Quite quickly. Move down here a little bit and get some more area. Now, for now, I'm going to just stay relatively close to the track. Some of this terrain can be seen. That's what you have to look at. Step down onto the track once in a while and see your terrain. As you can see, everything here pretty much in eye view is got a green color to it. Some of the further mountains out there still need some. And that's the way I basically lay down the first sets of green. Let me get a dab in here too.